All right, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
One sec. I was
Oh,
just gonna take a sec. Okay, I think. Okay, I think we're back. Okay. All right, one sec. Sorry guys about that. Computer crashed. It happens. It is what it is. Should not be an issue anymore because I don't know. Anyway, let's go back. We were talking about Arsenal, and you were saying something about Kai Havertz. Sorry. Let's just go. Let's pretend like this. We're filming. 3, 2, 1. Action. Okay, go.
so going back, yeah. Arsenal right now are playing like bums because they're trying to integrate Havertz into the team, and it's not working. So we keep playing players out of position. It's getting the whole thing out of whack.
Hmm.
We're playing like I don't know, man. I'm seeing some dudes say give him time, bro. He's been in the Premier League. This is his fourth year in the Premier League. I don't want to give him time.
Yeah, it's because it's basically like very similar to what you were seeing him do in Chelsea. So like it would be something different if like for example at Chelsea he was like this world class player, all star, whatever, and then he moved to a different team and then he needs some time to adjust and he's not playing at the same level as he did at Chelsea. But he's basically playing at the same level that he was at Chelsea last season, and that's the concerning part. And again, it's the same thing with Mount where like I don't get why United splashed 60 million on that brother. And it's the same thing now with Arsenal, where I really just don't understand the signing. Like, there's so many other positions that like you could have, for example, covered. Like now, even now with obviously the unfortunate Timber, what's it called, injury.
No, us signing a midfielder was fine because we needed midfield reinforcement. Because I don't get why we got him. Like for me, the midfield, because we needed a number, like we needed kind of like a box to box. I'm to replace Xhaka. To me, the perfect dude you get for there. Go get Aaron Bot. Aaron Bot's box to box. I
Hmm.
would have gone him. Like Man United, Burlington. I would have gone him because either that or bro, literally like I said, because I don't know if you heard this before, like the shit cut off, but it should literally like the formation should just go back to this, the same back four from last year. So you
Hmm.
have Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko.
Hmm.
Then you have either Ramsdale or Raya. I don't know. I'm starting to question whether we should put Raya in instead of Ramsdale. To be honest, I'm not sure about this. So
Yeah.
you have one of them. Then the midfield should literally be Rice, Partey as your two holding, Odegaard as your number 10. Then you have Martinelli and Saka on the wings. Then you have Jesus or Nketiah as the strikers. That's how it should be. Like I don't get why he keeps like dicking around with the formation, and we can't afford to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like we can't afford to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I think that you come to expect, for example, with goalkeepers that they are or they could be injury, like mistake prone. Like, I mean, that's natural. Allison makes mistakes, and people consider him one of the best goalkeepers in the world, right? And with Rams, that's the same. But I think it's coming to the point where it's like one too many mistakes and like what's going on kind of thing. And maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's tough to say that Riot just started against United. I don't know about that,
Yeah,
but
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
go
like
into like
okay,
that.
but like
Yeah.
the goal that they scored first was a not fully Ramsdale mistake, right? But it was a partial, so it was still like
Yeah, his positioning was off. Yeah,
yeah,
but like
but he didn't obviously expect Saka to
yeah, he did it. Look, the game yesterday, I'm gonna say this. Like, I was annoyed. I'm just gonna put it past me because both goals were basically individual mistakes. And this is one thing I'm noticing, man. We suck at defending set pieces.
yeah.
Because yesterday, keep in mind, we go up 2-1 and Fulham have 10 men. So realistically, we should be winning this easily. Maybe even add a third. And for some reason, we leave Paulinho and like unmarked, like completely unmarked in the box. Like not like it wasn't even a header. He literally had time to volley his shot in. He
Yeah.
was that unmarked, and he's in the box in like the
Facts.
90th minute, or the 89th minute, or something.
Facts.
Like you should. The defending should have been better. Like I don't know. I'm just gonna put this down to whatever. Early season, cool, but like
It's
we
just
need to
tough,
get
bro. It's just tough because like you when you have a when you have a team like Man City in the Prem, and you get a draw like
yeah,
this against like a Fulham, and like obviously like I'm not saying Fulham is not like bottom table
we're not
team,
bad. But you can't afford to
but
draw at home, especially
yeah,
with a team.
that's the thing, right? And against 10 men, that was I think the bigger blow. Like I think you go up to one, you really should just be focused on reinforcing that back line. He brought Jorginho in, which obviously like the idea was to kind of slow down the game and everything, but.
Yeah, that didn't work.
But it's just yeah, it's just like you really shouldn't be losing these dumb points. And I think even last season they were losing some really dumb points near the end, and it cost them big, right? So I don't know what it is about Arsenal and just yeah, like obviously with the whole set pieces, I did notice that like they have a very hard time defending set pieces, but there has to be a system that is consistent, and I'm not saying it can change, but I think the fact that like it's consistently like I guess putting a bit of a strain on the players in terms of like tactics and stuff. It might not be the best thing. Now, anyway, that's Arsenal. Anyway, they draw 2-2. They get the point, and they've won two and drawn one now, so they're at 7. Moving on now to okay. Actually, well, we can just quickly talk about Brentford, Palace, and then Everton, Wolves. I didn't really pay too much attention to these games this week because I don't know, they're kind of like a whatever game. But with Brentford and Palace, you have they drew 1-1. You had Brentford going up really pretty early, like 10, 15 minutes in, and then Palace kind of tying it up late, like 75 minutes in, 80 minutes in, and then there's not much to say about that game. Now Everton Wolves, this is like basically the battle of the shit houses, where you have like Wolves and Everton, both kind of teams that like we don't really expect to do much. Honestly, even like very like kind of lower, very low on that table in terms of a lot of people's predictions, I would say. Everton now has lost 3 in a row, their first 3 games. They're looking bad, and Wolves. I mean, Wolves almost beat United. To be honest, I mean, like maybe we underestimated them a little bit now, but they won against Everton, which is good for them, 1-0. But now let's move on to Brighton West Ham because this one's also pretty like decent game to watch. Honestly, I don't know if you ended up watching that, but you might have been.
Yeah, that game, fucking hilarious. I mean, West Ham beat them only 19% of the possession. Like they basically just counterattacked them to death. Ward Prowse to me is looking like a very good signing.
Very good. Yeah, no, it was weird, bro.
They've reinvested the Declan Rice money well because they went and got Ward Prowse. They just announced Kudos. Like Kudos is now official to
Yeah,
West Ham.
facts.
They just announced him, and they got I don't know if it's official, but that Alvarez dude from Edson Alvarez from Ajax. I don't know if that's official yet or not, but yeah, they got him as well.
Facts.
So
No, man, they're looking good, and it's another one of them. Like, are West Ham better without Rice? Obviously, it's a stupid thing to say,
no,
but they started off now, so they have, I think 7 points. I want to say
yeah, they're 7. Yeah, they have
2
7.
wins and 1 draw. Yeah,
Yeah, I believe the only team who's perfect is Man City. What a surprise!
yeah,
Yeah, the only team who's perfect right now is Man City. So you have the top 5. West Ham, Spurs, Liverpool, Arsenal all have 7 points. And then you have Brighton and Villa and United on 6.
yeah. No, facts. And you know what? This is a game where Brighton, like you said, I mean, not 19%, but according to these stats, 22% possession was in West Ham's favor, and then 78 possession for Brighton. Right? A game like that, Brighton had 17 corners.
Yeah.
Okay,
No. Brighton like
like
pounded their ass.
well, pause.
So,
but fact, like it's a game where honestly, I started watching when West Ham were up 1-0, but I was like, okay, but surely Brighton like will get back in this. We'll get back at 2-1 or 2-0, sorry. And I'm like, okay, surely, right? 3-0 and then 3-1. I'm like, okay, but like by then it's kind of over. So that's the only blemish in Brighton's record so far. I mean, they beat Luton and they beat Wolves. Was it Wolves?
they beat Wolves
Okay.
4-1.
4-1 and then Luton 4-0, right?
Mm.
So overall, yeah,
4-1.
overall, that's their only blemish in their record. They still have 6 points. They lose to West Ham. To be honest, it could have gone either way. These guys are both like mid-table teams, I want to say.
I wouldn't
Maybe,
say that. I think Brighton finished top 8 again.
yeah, okay, yeah, no, I
West
think
Ham are gonna finish mid-table. I think West Ham are gonna finish anywhere between like 12th and 8th. Like, I think West Ham are gonna be like maybe 10th or something.
Fox.
I think. Yeah, and then so that was rounds up yesterday. Today, I mean, you had Man City Sheffield. I mean, that was boring because like the only thing that made it interesting is well, Sheffield equalized with 5 minutes left, and then a minute later, Rodri scores. So like lame as well. But yeah, no, the game was boring because Man City had like 80% possession. Look at the stats right now: 80% possession, 30 shots to 6, 12 corners. 27 crosses to 2. Like, bro, it was like basically Man City will obviously deserve to win that. One can hope that they weren't gonna win. When I saw that 1-1, that Sheffield, I was like, the twinkle in my eyes, man. I was I hate
Yes,
it.
bro.
I hate
One can
makes
only
you
dream, bro. Because I remember that. I remember One time I had hope. And it was two
Yeah,
seasons ago when Liverpool were playing Wolves in the final game, and
yeah,
Aston Villa was playing City,
City, and then they were up 2-0.
and then Villa was up 2-0, and I'm like, oh wow, we did it. Because
Yeah. Anyways,
stupid ass Villa.
then
Nah,
um,
okay.
Villa, you had Villa and Burnley, which was good. I didn't actually watch that game.
I didn't
I
watch
didn't
that
get to.
game either, bro. To be honest, I was too focused on Liverpool, and I was to be honest with the Liverpool game, I was like 90% pissed off at the whole game. So, like, I was, yeah. Anyway, this game was mad early though, no? Well, not mad early. It
Yeah,
was
it
9
was.
a.m.
Villa ended up 3-1 winners. Based on what I'm looking at, like, cause keep in mind I did not watch the highlights yet, but based on stats I'm seeing, I mean, it was relatively 50-50 because Burnley had more possession, but Aston Villa had more shots and more opportunities to score. So, like,
Hmm.
based on that, you could probably say Villa, yeah, they did deserve to win. You'd say it finished 3-1. That takes Villa up to, I believe, yes, seventh place. They have 6 points. Yeah, the only game they lost was that 1-0 to Newcastle. No,
Hmm.
not 0, the 5-1 to
Five,
Newcastle.
yeah, facts.
They've beaten Burnley 3-1, and then last week, I believe they destroyed. Who did they beat again last week? They destroyed them, I remember. It was, yeah,
Villa,
Everton
yeah,
1-0.
no, facts. No,
Yeah,
no,
they
man.
went
Listen,
on.
Villa is like,
Pretty good.
I thought when I watched the Newcastle game, kind of like you were here, what you were talking about. I figured like perhaps it would be like a bit of a long season for Villa, but I mean they bounced back pretty well. Like I mean, obviously not against like amazing teams, but it's still a
Yeah,
confidence booster, bro. Like,
Burnley, yeah, they're not teams that they're not. I mean, Burnley and Everton. I know they're not great, but they're not terrible. Like, well, actually, Everton's kind of shit. I won't lie. Everton is pretty shit. So yeah, there was that. Now I'll let you take this part because okay, I was watching the Barcelona game at the same
yeah,
time. I could not watch the Liverpool game. All I know is that Nunez basically came on and saved your ass. I did watch the last 10 minutes. I saw the goal he scored to win it. I did see
all right.
that.
Was Barca game over by then? No.
Barca game, well, the Barca game, there was like 5 minutes left. Liverpool, there's 5 minutes left. So I had one game. The Barca game was on my computer. The Liverpool game I put on my phone. That's what it
Damn.
was.
All right, multitasker. Yeah. So okay, this is. I'll give you guys the grand rundown because obviously I watched this game in quite a lot of depth. This is what happens. Okay, we're playing obviously Newcastle away. It's a bit of it's a very tough game for us honestly because despite having a very solid record against Newcastle, we do know that they have a very quality team. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Very true.
so the game starts off very negatively. We get Trent for basically getting pushed out of bounds. He grabs the ball and throws it back in bounds out of, I guess, like frustration. Like 5 minutes into the game, and he gets yellow carded. Okay, so you're basically talking about a guy who struggles defensively, playing as our right back, and gets a yellow card in the first 5 minutes. It's about to be a long game, right? And then about 5 minutes later, another play where it was borderline, like almost a yellow. So I'm like, bro, I'm shitting myself, right? Talking about, yo, this guy might be sent off, whatever. Obviously, like I don't know how much you've been on Twitter, but when you go on Twitter, you'll probably see the play I'm talking about. Anyway, so he's very close to getting a red, and I'm saying, like, bro, you're talking about a guy again who doesn't really defend, and he's so close to get defend well, like I should say, and he has to be timid on the defense because if he does, if he makes a mistake, he's gonna get a red card, right? Anyway,
Or makes a mistake, he's gonna get cooked on Twitter.
100%. I mean, he was right. So anyway, so then what happens is I don't remember who made a back pass to him. I think I wanted maybe it was Mo who back passed it to him, and it went right under his foot. Like he was trying to do like a cheeky touch, and it went right under his foot. And then I keep forgetting the brother's name. I want to look at him. Huh? Gordon.
Newcastle.
Yeah, Gordon on Newcastle. He just
And
Cookie the ball, ran right by him, grabbed it, then went all the way to the net, scored. They go up 1-0. I'm like, okay,
Everton player as well.
huh?
So that also, if you guys ended up losing that game, he's an ex-Everton player, so
Yeah.
that would have been fun.
No, exactly, right? So, and even the commentators were talking about it and hyping him up like that. So, like, obviously, it wasn't nice to it on 1-0, and you're talking about a team that's, like, very defensive Newcastle, so it's again, like, not looking like a good day. Then, like, very shortly after, 2 minutes later, Virgil makes a play on Isak, who I guess, according to the refs, was what's it called,
Red.
was good, like on goal, like he was free on goal basically. Virgil.
some people say that shouldn't have been a red.
I
So
don't think
yeah.
it. Listen, I don't think it should have been red. Because I don't think that it was a clear goal scoring opportunity. Okay, I disagree with that factor. And then also the fact that it's arguably Virgil touched the ball first, right? On a standing tackle, right? So obviously there was no malicious intent. There was no nothing. Anyway, so he gets a red card. That brother's out for at least 2-3 games, right? So that's not good for us in the long term. But anyway, we go down. That's 20 minutes in the game. We're down to 10 men, and Newcastle are up 1-0. But that's how we basically end the first half, and whatever. We're holding on. Klopp kind of like has to rearrange. He takes off Diaz, which is a bit like, what can he do? And he brings on Gomez, right? We're basically second half. We're honestly like playing pretty well. Like for a side that has 10 men, second half we're kind of doing our thing, right? We're pushing and we're kind of controlling position a lot. Newcastle still gets some chances, but like whatever, we're doing a decent job. And then 75th minute, Nunez comes in, and like 2 to 5 minutes when after Nunez comes in, he basically does almost the exact same thing that happened to Trent in the first half. Defensive mistake. Nunez cookies the ball off him, goes in, scores, far post, done, 1-1. All right, we're saying cool. Liverpool fans are like, all right, we got a draw. We're happy with that. Away, down to 10 men, we're good with that, right? Then, with like maybe 1 minute left to the full time, like 90 minute, I mean, Salah like finds Nunez with a pretty nice pass. Nunez goes. Bro, he's got a pace merchant, bro. And then he goes
Yeah,
and scores.
ran through pause and then just scored it. Yeah, no, I saw
Yeah,
that.
bro, and this is the guy. See, the thing is that I think what he did today is very important for, I think, the projection of his Liverpool career, because you're talking about a guy who has been out of favor in the starting lineup for quite some time, despite having a pretty good preseason and everything. He came on for like literally like 2 minutes against Bournemouth. And now he's coming on for 15 minutes, and we didn't really expect much of him, to be honest, because it's hard to get into the game when you're like that, like when you're down to 10 men kind of thing, like, right? We didn't expect much of him, but he said like he basically put his nuts on like Klopp's forehead and said,
Yeah, well,
"I'm the guy."
that's one thing that everyone was always scared of is that if Nunez can basically find his shooting boots, like basically when he learns how to finish,
Finish, yeah,
essentially,
Fox.
it was going to be dangerous because he gets in all the good positions, he gets in all the good spots, makes the good runs, blah blah blah. But once he learns to finish, is when it's kind of over for the rest of the. Well, I'm not gonna say over for the rest of the league, but
But
like
yeah,
if
no,
he's gonna.
it's definitely a quality that is essential in a starting number 9, right? So if you want that starting position and you prove that this is something that you can do, then you will earn it. Now, this will almost certainly get him a position in the starting lineup for next game.
Yeah, it has to.
It has to, right? Like, I mean, other than that, like, you're just spitting on his face at this point, right? And but yeah, overall, look, to be honest, it's a steal. We stole those 3 points. Hopefully, FSG were watching that game and noticing that, like, despite us winning, we need another center back. If you're not going to buy another DM, we at least need another center back. And then, yeah, other than that, man, honestly, like Newcastle and shambles. Everyone was talking so much shit. Chelsea fans, for whatever reason, are still like have us living in their head rent free for whatever reason. But they can go suck my pee, and we win, bro. We win. That's just what we do.
Yeah, well, that's a yeah, good. I mean, you guys are looking to finish top 4 this year, so like these are the type of games like that's a very hard game that you guys got out of the way with a win. Newcastle always a very hard game, and you got out of the way early in the season.
Fox.
And even Chelsea, like you guys have gotten 2 very hard away games out of the way early in the season, and you got 4 points out of 6. So you got Chelsea and Newcastle out of the way already.
Fox.
That's good. That's good for you guys. Moving on now, that was pretty much everything Premier League essentially. So that leaves us with Man City top, obviously. West Ham, Spurs, Liverpool, Arsenal on 7 points. Those are the other 4 teams. Then you have from sixth place Brighton, 7th Villa, 8th United, and then blah blah blah. But that's still early, obviously. But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. But I pray that Man City can lose, as I swear to God. Anyways, moving on to Spain. So I need to talk to you about this game, man, the Barca game. So, you guys have obviously all heard. You've obviously heard of Lamal, right? Obviously.
Yeah, like just very impressive so far.
Monster. Okay, this is what happens. We play Villarreal, and I mentioned this last week, I believe, or I have mentioned it before. But the four midfield like formation shit that Xavi keeps trying to do, where we basically have so the starting 11 was, you had Lewandowski as a striker, you had Lamal as the right winger, and then you had Gavi as the left winger, who's he's a midfielder, and the whole idea is basically to have like four midfielders that to like possession of the ball, retain the ball, blah blah blah. But it just doesn't work because within in the first 10 minutes, Villarreal were on our ass. They could have scored twice. Ter Stegen had to make like two very good saves. We couldn't get out of our half. Blah 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 blah. Looking like one of them days. And all of a sudden, Lamal gets the ball, cuts in on his left, crosses it in, then Gavi scores 1-0. And then like a minute later, Villarreal's defender makes a mistake, gives the ball straight to Frankie De Jong, who's in the box, and then De Jong scores it. So 2-0
All right.
after
Yeah.
after 15 minutes, and it was very like undeserved. To be honest, we were playing bad. And what happens? Villarreal end up scoring three straight. So they score like 5 minutes later to make it 2-1. Then before halftime, 2-2. Then 5 minutes after halftime, 3-2. So I'm just there. I'm thinking, I'm like, oh fuck, man. Like it was.
Yeah, like
I was getting so
catching up to
especially
you. The game was catching up to you guys. Yeah.
Marcus Alonso and Sergio Roberto, man, were my starting fullbacks. Get them out of my club. Like, apparently, Man United want Alonso, bro. Take him, please, please take him. Like, he's so he's so bad. Like he's so slow. He can't pass. He can't run. He can't cross. He can't shoot. He can't do anything. What is he? Anyways, and after that. The third goal is basically Ferran Torres comes on, who's been doing very well so far in preseason and in the regular season when he's gotten minutes. Basically, in the first like 2-3 minutes, gets on, ties the game 3-3. So then 3-3, and then like 2 minutes later, and the thing is with Barca that so they scored 4 goals, and the first 2 goals they scored happened in the span of 2 minutes. Then the 2 other goals they scored happened in the span of 3 minutes. So they were basically like they'd score one, they'd score another right after. Now it's 3-3. Then like a minute or two later, Lamar gets the ball, jukes out a defender. Actually, like jukes out like two of them. Cuts in, shoots the ball. The goalie saves it, and it hits the post. Then it falls into Lewandowski's feet, who has an open net, and he scores it 4-3.
Nice.
And that's how the game ended. Yeah.
That was wait. How long left in the game did that happen?
That happened with 20 minutes left.
Okay, so you guys maintained basically a 4-3 lead for 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So Ferran Torres comes on the 63rd minute, scores in the 68th, 3-3. Then the 71st minute, Lewandowski scored. And then there was, I believe, 6 minutes of added time left. So we had another 25 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so now Barca are on 2 wins and a draw. Is that correct?
Yeah, Madrid are on 3 wins, which, that was never a foul. Like, going back to the Celta Vigo thing from earlier when you were talking about Madrid and Bellingham, never a foul on Kepa. That should have been a goal. Madrid, buying refs as usual. What else is new? So, yeah, right now it's looking, Barca, 7 points. They're third. Girona second with 7 points. Madrid's first with 9 points. So, we'll have to see.
I mean, listen, 3 games in, that's nothing, right? So, but I think De Jong had a great game, and then you have the focus, I guess, of a lot of Barca fans now is Yamal. But one thing that people are a little bit concerned about with this kid is like potentially having another Pedri situation on your hands, where like for example he's already going to the under 19 like Spanish team or whatever.
I don't think he is. I think he's gonna get called up to the senior Spanish team. I don't think he's going to the under.
Oh, where?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get called up to the senior team. I think. But yeah, no, we shouldn't overwork him because like that's the one thing people were pointing out. Like, yeah, it's cool that we won the game and he was a major because he got 1 man of the match. He got 2 assists. Oh yeah, he also hit the post twice. I forgot he could have scored as well.
Yeah.
He hit the post twice. So he gets mad at the match. But a lot of people were pointing out how like basically we're getting carried by a 16-year-old. Because if okay, not to be like a dick, put Rafinha in Lamal's position today and we're not winning that game.
Yeah, Rafinha's out till when?
Like, I don't know. Like, if Barca... Because also, one thing I noticed that in the second half, for the last, 30 minutes, we were playing way better. That's because we were playing with a 4-3-3. And that's the thing. Like, the second we actually have wingers and attackers on, we look so much better. Like, I don't get why Xavi's not doing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the last 25, 30 minutes, we had what's his name? Torres, Lewandowski, Yamal as your attack. And you had De Jong, Gavi, and... Who's the other? Let me check. And Gundogan, true. Gundogan is our midfield. And then our defense, well, was like the same. Whatever. Nothing changed in our defense. But yeah, like, the second we put on more attacking players, we looked way better. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, look, I'm happy with the result, but I'm not happy at all with the way we've been playing. It's kind of like Arsenal, where Arsenal and Barca both right now 2 wins, 1 draw. Like, it could have been worse. Like, I'm happy we at least have those points, but like, we need to fix up soon.
Do you foresee Xavi stay as Barca manager to be long, or do you think
Listen, look, a lot of the issues right now, some of them are kind of out of his hand because, like, he's having to manage a team like Barca, who basically has expectations of at least of winning everything each year, like the league, Champions League, whatever. So he's coaching them, which is already difficult enough. On top of the fact that he has some financial restrictions, and then on top of the fact that he's a young coach, you feel me? So like, look, Xavi got us a league title in his first full season at Barca, and he got us the Spanish Super Cup, whatever. So like, listen, could it be better? Yes, but I also understand the circumstance. Like for me, listen, if Xavi just learns from his mistakes, I'm happy. But I feel like he's kind of stubborn. So like, if from now to the end of the season he's still persisting with playing four midfielders and still plays Marcus Alonso and Sergio Roberto. Keep in mind, Marcus Alonso and Sergio Roberto only played today out of because we had injuries, so I get that. But sometimes, like, listen, man, promote an academy left back or right back. I don't want to see them. But those aren't the ones I have too much of an issue with. My issue is mainly the fact that there's some players that should be starting that aren't starting. Like Ferran Torres to me should be starting right now. I mentioned that last. Even Lewandowski's goal today was a tap-in. So even though people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, he scored a goal," Lewandowski's goal was a tap-in. Besides that, he was kind of he was better than last week. He was more involved, but I don't know. For me, Xavi needs to learn from some of the things he's been doing that I don't necessarily agree with. But overall, yes, I still do I do want him to stay, but I'm not. How do I say this? Like, I'm not like fully behind him.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I am behind him, yes, but not fully. Like
Gotcha.
if he makes a few more mistakes, I might flip. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
Gotcha. No, I feel that, bro. I feel that. Like, I think just the fact that he is still a young manager, and obviously he got the role because of his football IQ, obviously, also but because he's a Barca legend. So he just needs a little bit of time, but once you get that squad, which like eventually you're gonna get a squad where it's like win now or else kind of
Yeah, well,
thing.
Cancelo is meant to be. Well, what today's the 27th, so in the next 4 days, basically by the time our next league game happens, or actually wait, no, I think it's the international break. Isn't okay? Wait, we have one more game and then it's the international break. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have Cancelo in for our game next week. I'm assuming before the international break. So if we get him, then that's cool, because we like the position we need the most right now is a right back.
Facts.
And Fabrizio Romano basically said earlier, like, to pull up the exact tweet he did say. He said that basically everything is signed, sealed, and delivered. We're just waiting on the green light from Barca because of
FFP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. That's facts, bro. That's facts. I mean, listen, I'm excited to see Cancelo come to Barca. Hopefully that works out and everything. In terms of everything else, now obviously we had Bayern play today, and they
Very
beat Augsburg. I guess that's how you say it. 3-1 with Harry Kane having 2 goals, one off a pen and just one off. I didn't see the game, so I'm not super sure. But I mean, Harry Kane's just Harry Kane doing his thing.